Good morning, pioneers. I'm Camille. Welcome to the Wagon Wheel, your source for what's happening on campus.
P. Positive attitude. R. Respectful behavior. I will be ready. D. Do the right thing. E. Engaged in learning. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks for joining us, pioneers. It's Wednesday, April 12th. Let's take a look back at today in history. In 1861, the American Civil War began. It was a dark time in our nation's history. Tensions between the North and the South had grown over different views of slavery and on state powers. The Confederate Army began launching mortars and firing guns at Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina. The Civil War was a defining moment in our nation's history and ultimately led to the country we have today. Now let's see what's for lunch.
Today for lunch we have Big Ziti turkey and cheese sandwich, fruit salad, Dannon yogurt crush cups, granola, steamed California blended veggies, fresh veggie combo, Popeye salad, and chilled fruit.
That looks good. It's getting close to the end of the year and it's hard to remember everything in the morning. Dress code is still being enforced. We put together this little video to remind you of what not to wear.
Good day, pioneers. There seems to be a bit of confusion about the dress code. We have decided to provide an informational video to refresh your memory about our dress code. Here are a few things we've noticed that are not part of the dress code. Zipped up jackets. No belt. That will get you a lunch detention. Always keep your jacket unzipped and always wear a belt. Non-school shirts. Untucked shirts. That will get you a lunch detention. Always wear a school shirt or a 3-button polo with a collar. And keep it tucked in. Always. While we're on this issue, stop wearing shirts on top of shirts. That is not allowed. That will also get you a lunch detention. And it looks silly. Now, let's look at a few kids who are doing the right thing. Look at these two students who are in perfect dress code. They were on their way to the office to get a special prize for straight A's, I'm sure of it. Here are some first graders who really know how to party. But at closer inspection, each one of them is in dress code. They have their shirts tucked in. They're wearing polos and school shirts. They have on jeans or khakis. Remember, if you don't have belt loops, you don't need to wear a belt. These star students are going far here at Citrus Ridge, so remember to always comply with the dress code. It makes us look much better. Remember, Big Brother is always watching.
Tomorrow night we have our golf and tennis matches. Don't forget to show up to support your fellow pioneers. And testing begins next week, so make sure you're getting enough sleep and eating a healthy breakfast. Testing prep starts at home. That's it for today's show. Tune in tomorrow for another edition of The Wagon Wheel. And don't forget to show your pride today, pioneers. Plus, follow us on YouTube and Twitter.
I'm Mr. Guy. This is a piece called Textual Evidence. I'm supposed to sound like a robot. The author states that according to the text, one example is textual evidence. Stealing stories, the new 3 R's, reading, writing, research. Train transitions from cloned creators, not SMS or iMessage. Count your characters while you question your character. Hold up. Textual evidence is relevant information facing you down, paper in your face. No thought required. Power down. Reboot. I am the new iPupil. Input iPaper to output iProse, composed in pre-programmed code. The author states that according to the text, one example is textual evidence. A precursor to Common Core and creative handcuffs. Classrooms used to cage kids like classroom critters. Creatures caged in clear containers, kept for overnight observations. Researching researchers as they rewrite what they're told. Writing rubrics to rate writing without reaction, remove all emotion. The author states that according to the text, one example is textual evidence. No time for learning, only time for testing. Measure twice, cut once, deep. Egos depend on being thrown into the deep end. End all independence, cancel creativity. Program people for plain prose on paper. Scan for scores, a 4, a 2. Pupil is proficient. Promote. The author states that according to the text, one example is textual evidence. Data-driven instruction, reducing students to dots, plot points on a chart, charged with changing paychecks for principals and superintendents. Data, dollar, at the cost of our classrooms, costing kids, casting kids aside for cash. Identify, determine, analyze, interpret, scaffold, and synthesize. Pedagogies, and methodologies, all that flawed philosophy, total control for the powers that be in Washington, D.C., all the way down to Tallahassee. Teacher training is the key to a lock lost long ago. Those who teach teachers only see teens when they see Johnny T and Grease on DVD. The author states that according to the text, one example is textual evidence. Dancing on data, singing the standards, the policymakers are lighting their lanterns, looking for lucky, taking time from teachers, but tasking them with tests and tests and tests and tests. Trials and tribulations for children and teachers. Preaching accountability from the political pulpit, playing the blame game and pointing their digits. Instructors are in error, insubordinate, ineffective, insufficient funds for fair wages. In the meantime, inevident evidence labels our kids not proficient. This author states that according to the test, all those titles are irrelevant.